Previously on All That Glitters. In the summer of 22, 2 men were found dead in an apparent murder-suicide.
It's wrong.
What do you mean it's wrong?
The ending, the murder-suicide, it's not right. It's not what happened. So I went back and I found something.
Inside the bag was a sterling silver lighter splattered with blood and caked in dirt.
When do you want to leave?
Is tomorrow too soon?
As we pulled up to the house, I couldn't keep my jaw from dropping. A faint green light blinked on a dock across the bay. Detective Amory, we're here to solve the murder of Jay Gatsby. Sometimes, when I was younger, I wished that Nick would write about me in one of his stories. I wished I could see my daily life laid out in the beautiful arcs of his sentences. I thought it might make me appreciate the banality of my life in a way I couldn't get to on my own. But he never would. Or at least if he did, he never let me read it. Following Nick and the detective through the halls of Gatsby's mansion, I breathed a sigh of relief that Nick never let me see myself through his eyes. He had written this place, this man with a golden pen, and I couldn't imagine anyone being able to properly live up to that in reality. I suppose it's the same way Nick showed Gatsby remembering Daisy. She was an idolized version that started to deflate almost immediately upon reconnecting. Maybe Nick was lucky he only knew Gatsby for a summer. Lucky that Jay would never have the chance to fully disappoint him as so many others in Nick's life had. Detective Amory was clearly apprehensive as soon as we revealed the true intention of our visit and interest in the old case files, but he humored me with a tour through the mansion. I know it was to give himself time to make up his mind whether he would actually hand over the bag of information that he was clutching protectively at his side, but I didn't mind. We don't have mansions like this in Minnesota, and all I kept thinking as I walked through is how much money it would take to heat in the winter. I knew New York got cold, but especially since the house had been empty for so long, I was counting us all grateful for the summer heat. As we walked, we chatted casually, Nick of his move back home, me of my career at the Tribune. I chose every answer carefully, knowing that one wrong slip could cost us the files, but gave Amory enough about myself to hope he would grow to trust me. Just when I thought we had seen it all, more house appeared. We walked into room after room, most with dusty white sheets thrown over furniture, others with nothing at all, that had clearly been ransacked in the days shortly after news had spread of Gatsby's death. Finally, we wove our way back to one of the sitting rooms, and Detective Amory gestured for us to all sit on an exposed couch of red, moth-chewed velvet.
I gotta say, I didn't expect to walk into a closed case tonight.
Well, I didn't think you'd meet me if I told you on the phone.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But you had to know there was more to it than just a caution piece, right?
I did think it's odd you'd need case files for that, but I didn't know how afraid you wanted to make those Midwest kids. Told myself you were looking for a scary story to spook them out of leaving the state.
Well, it's not unwarranted. Nick found something.
I came back, June this year. You had finished with us all so quickly and so long ago, but I couldn't shake the feeling that we were all missing something. Told myself a year and it would pass. I ended up giving myself almost 3, but the gnawing didn't go away, so this summer I came back.
You should have brought it to us straight away. This is the kind of thing that can change... Wait, at any rate, what is it you found?
If you promise to let her look through all the files, I'll hand it over.
Show me the cases worth reopening, and I'll look through the files with you personally.
Detective Amory only looked at me when he said that, and it was clear that no matter where the investigation went or did not go, Nick would not be welcome in its involvement. He's too close, I reminded myself before getting indignant on his behalf. Nick seemed satisfied with that, though, because he took a small box from his pocket and placed it on the table in front of us. Pulling off the cover, Detective Amory let out a low whistle at the sight of the bag with the bloody lighter inside. He looked at Nick for a long time, and then picked up the bag to examine it more closely in the lamplight.
Where'd you say you found this?
In the bushes near where George's body was, back towards the road. Like it fell out of someone's pocket while they were leaving the body there. I can show you.
It's dark. We can come back another day. B.
It could be either of the Buchanans.
Or, what did you say Jordan's last name was? That was a B as well, wasn't it?
Baker, but I don't think...
Could be any of them. Or it could be...
Planted. Dropped. This tells us nothing. Someone may have come over, discovered the body's already dead, and tried to help before running away, afraid they'd be implicated. Oh,
That would
they
be
may
a
have been
pretty big
in one of the
coincidence.
hundreds in and out of this place every weekend and dropped it stumbling home. Nothing is beyond coincidence here.
But you have to admit it's something.
I don't have to admit a thing.
But you think it's something.
Yeah, it could be. Like, the case was very neat.
I knew it.
Hold tight, Mr. Caraway. I haven't
But
said
you
yet.
will let us look?
Yes, I believe I will.
Thank you.
Not you. And don't thank me yet. This could be nothing, but I am interested. Are you staying out here on West Egg?
No, we have rooms in the city.
Good. It's getting late and I need to be getting home. I'll meet you at the station at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Just you, not him. I'm sorry, Mr. Caraway, please, but you were an active suspect in the original investigation.
I didn't think any of us were actually suspects in anything. It seemed like you never thought anything more than what was closed.
The details of an investigation may not be shared.
So you did think there was more. You just couldn't find anything to prove it.
I'll walk you both out to make sure you don't go digging anywhere else you shouldn't be.
Understood. Thank you, Detective Amory.
Blaine.
Thank you, Blaine.
I had to nudge Nick into a thank you as well. We had won for the night, even though I knew he would be disappointed to not be more involved. On the drive back, I promised that every detail would be recorded and that I would make sure he knew every step I was taking. In the light of the afternoon, as we had driven down to West Egg, I had missed it in a cloud of dust. But heading back into the city, the massive billboard was illuminated by street lamps, and the eyes of Dr. T.J. Eckelberg demanded answers. I gave him a silent promise to find them.
Will it all be recorded?
As much as you'll allow.
What will you do with it?
As much as you'll allow. If we do solve this, I'd like to release it as a radio show. Story of the century.
That's a big if.
But you do feel it, right? I mean, I haven't taken a look at a single piece of original evidence, and I'm convinced there's something you all must have missed.
It's not that we didn't do a proper investigation. We followed all the right channels, but at the end of the day...
What? At the end of the day, a protocol told you to stop looking?
We didn't have any evidence, anything to indicate that this was more than a grief-stricken and jealous husband murdering the man who had an affair with and then recklessly killed his wife before turning the gun on himself.
But he wasn't the one she was having an affair with, and he wasn't the one driving the car.
As soon as I said it, I regretted it. All I had to go on was Nick's telling of the story, and it was clear by the end he had a strong dislike for everyone involved. I was angry at myself for taking his fiction as fact.
I don't have any evidence, but he saw Tom and Myrtle together. He was in the apartment they shared here in the city. I'm sure there are rental records and a doorman that could easily corroborate that part of it.
And why would Mr. Wilson believe it was Mr. Gatsby having the affair with his wife if it was, in fact, Mr. Buchanan?
Because Tom told him. Nick saw him whisper something in George's ear the night Myrtle was killed, and the next day, George showed up at Gatsby's house.
So you believe Mr. Wilson went to Mr. Gatsby's house with the intention of harm?
I mean, obviously he was there. It's just whether or not he was the one with the gun. And even if he was the one with the gun, there's nothing to say he's the one that pulled the trigger. And even if he did pull the trigger, there's nothing to say he was the only other person there.
That, again, is a lot of ifs.
Sometimes an if is all you have to go on.
And of the claim that Mr. Gatsby was not the one who struck Myrtle Wilson.
According to Nick, according to Gatsby, Daisy was the one driving the car. But he was ready to take full blame in order to shield her from consequence.
And no way to prove that, is there? No doorman to see her get in the driver's seat.
No, they switched when they were halfway back, so everyone saw Gatsby get in the driver's seat.
Miss Jones, I have to be honest. Digging up these files, this case, there was a lot of attention on it when it happened. Richest, most notorious man in New York winds up dead in his swimming pool, and suddenly people claim to have never even heard of him, not wanting to end up in trouble themselves.
Did you ever go?
Go where?
One of his parties.
I'm a detective, Miss Jones. How do you think it would look if I showed up at one of those parties and somebody recognized me?
Well, that doesn't answer the question.
All I'm saying is we have to be careful about how we go about this. We start asking too many questions, digging too much up, and eyes are going to snap back onto us.
Is that what happened the first time around? When you wanted to keep investigating?
I did the best I could under the circumstances. But as I said, there wasn't any evidence.
Wasn't any evidence to prove it wasn't George acting alone. I know,
Yes.
but what do you feel?
I'm a detective. It's not my job to feel. It's my job to find facts.
Well, okay, let's go find them.
Do you want to start with the police reports of the interviews?
Interviews. I want to get to know everyone a little better first.
Anyone in particular you want to hear first?
Nick said he was the first to be called in.
I imagine you've heard his version of the events. Why don't we give you some other perspectives?
You're right. Whoever came in next, I guess.
Fine. We'll start with Miss Baker.
Please state your name for the record.
Jordan Baker.
Mrs. Baker, can you do me...
Miss Baker.
Excuse me. Miss Baker, can you describe your whereabouts and actions on the 5th of September?
I was woken up too early that morning. I didn't get nearly as much sleep as I'd have liked. You see, I had been up rather late the night before.
Any particular reason for that?
There was too much noise to keep sleeping. The whole house was being packed up around me.
I meant for being up late the night before.
Well, there was quite a to-do in the city the day before, and we all needed a bit of time to relax after getting back.
And where were you staying?
Daisy Buchanan's house, where I had been most of the summer.
Was there anyone there besides you and Daisy?
Yes, of course. Tom was there. Little Pammy, I'm sure, was around with her nanny. And then there were the men packing boxes and moving them to the foyer, and someone put food out, so I imagine there was a cook hiding somewhere. But I never thought to count the kitchen staff.
All right.
We had a quick breakfast, and then to escape the noise of the house, I left early for Hempstead.
About what time was that?
I left just after 10.
And you mentioned the house was being packed up. What was that for?
Daisy and Tom were leaving. I don't know where.
You didn't have plans to go back there to stay any longer?
I don't tend to make plans that far out.
Okay. And what were you doing in Hempstead?
Visiting.
Visiting who?
A friend. And making a phone call.
Will you tell me the name of your friend?
I don't believe you'd know him. Anthony Patch.
Thank you. And who did you call?
Nick Carraway.
What was the nature of your call with Mr. Carraway?
I wanted to see him. I told him I'd come into the city, but he made it clear he wanted nothing to do with me. I was rather thrown off by it all.
Did he give you any reason?
Well, he just said he couldn't see me. Quite a lot, in quite a few different ways.
And did you stay in Hempstead the rest of the day?
No, I hung up on Mr. Carraway and went to Southampton.
All the way back to Southampton?
It's not all that far.
It seems like quite a trip to drive all the way up to Hempstead for only a phone call and to turn around almost the whole way back to East Egg.
Well, it wasn't just a phone call.
What time did you leave Hempstead?
I believe it was around 2.
And were you with Mr. Patch the entire time?
It doesn't seem polite to say.
Miss Baker.
Besides the phone call, yes.
What was your business in Southampton?
I was preparing for a tournament.
Golf.
You know me.
I know of you.
Then you'll know there are hundreds of people who saw me this week at the Open.
I'm not asking about the week. I'm just talking about the rest of that day.
Very well, then. I had dinner with a cousin and went to sleep early on account of the very little sleep I had gotten the night before.
What was your relationship with Jay Gatsby?
I knew him as a friend.
Was there anything ever more to that friendship?
No,
What was your relationship with George and Myrtle Wilson?
there is none. I've never met either of them.
Do you know if any of your acquaintances may have been having an affair with Mrs. Wilson?
Would you mind terribly giving me a light?
Of course.
Thank you. I try not to make other people's affairs my business. All right. Well, when I happen to come across information that affects the people I care about, I make that my business.
And who is it you care about?
Daisy.
What exactly are you saying, Miss Baker?
Look, everyone knows Tom has a woman in New York, and Wilson's garage is on the way to New York, isn't it?
Is it your conjecture that Tom Buchanan was having an affair with Myrtle Wilson?
It is my conjecture that Tom is a lying brute.
Do you have anything more than conjecture to tie Tom together with Mrs. Wilson?
We stopped along the way, and look, I didn't see the woman at all, but there are a dozen gas stations along the way, and Tom just happens to stop there on the day that Mr. Wilson found out his wife was having an affair. It all seems so coincidental, doesn't it?
I suppose it does. Thank you for your cooperation, Miss Baker.
You knew it was Tom having the affair with Myrtle the whole time.
What I know and what I've been told are not always identical, Miss Jones.
But Jordan said it. Nick said it. Who else do you need to say it?
Mr. Buchanan, I believe we'll get to that tape next, strongly denied having any association with Mrs. Wilson.
So what, you believe it just because he said it?
I want you to take a moment, Miss Jones. If I believed it just because he said it, I would also have to believe that he was the one having the affair with Mrs. Wilson, since Mr. Carraway and Miss Baker both said that.
Well, did you catch that she didn't have a lighter?
I did. Of course, it didn't mean anything to me at the time, and it still might not mean anything now. People are frequently without a lighter.
I know, but now that you do know...
I sent it off this morning to see if our technician could pull any fingerprints off it. Quietly, of course. He owes me a favor. But I'm doubtful. 3 years of rain and dirt, I'm sure, washed away any physical evidence that could have helped.
Worth a try, though. Thank you for doing that.
I won't lie to you, Miss Jones. This case nagged at me 3 years ago. And I don't want to get you and Mr. Carraway's hopes up with officially reopening an investigation. But curiosity was enough to want to meet you last night.
You knew what we were after?
I had a feeling.
You hoped?
I wouldn't go that far. Sometimes things are best left buried. But since we started digging already, shall we keep on?
Please state your names for the record.
Tom and Daisy Buchanan.
Mrs. Buchanan, will you please state your name for the record?
I already stated it.
Mr. Buchanan, I am making a special allowance for this interview to be conducted together, but I'm going to need Mrs. Buchanan to answer each question directed at her on her own.
Wait, you let them come in together?
Since neither of them were an official suspect, and since it wasn't even an official investigation, I didn't have much of a choice in the matter. They had the lawyer come in, pretty firm, with restrictions, before he'd even allow either of them to talk with me.
I'll wanna talk to her alone.
Thought you might. There's not much we get out of them in this, but let's cross that bridge when we get to it.
Of course.
Daisy Buchanan.
Thank you. Mrs. Buchanan, can you in your own words describe your actions on the day of September 5th?
We left early.
I asked Mrs. Buchanan. Go ahead, Mrs. Buchanan.
You can call me Daisy.
All right. Go ahead, Daisy.
You certainly cannot. We are here as a favor. Don't try to take advantage of our cooperation.
I assure you, Mr. Buchanan, I'm not trying to take advantage of anything. I'm just trying to get a sense of your whereabouts on September 5th.
We left early that morning. We packed up the house and took Pammy on a trip into the city. We were planning on taking the train back out to Chicago. We have family in Chicago, but we stayed in the city.
And about what time did you get into the city? Daisy!
I don't pay much attention to the time. The days just pass.
Was it morning or afternoon?
I suppose it was afternoon.
And did you stay the night?
We stayed, I don't know how many more nights. We went home yesterday.
Only to be dragged up here the next day.
Were you and Mr. Buchanan together the whole day?
Today?
No, Mr. Buchanan, on September 5th.
I had some matters to attend to in the city. It took some of the afternoon to take care of things.
So are you confirming, Mr. Buchanan, that you and Mrs. Buchanan were not together for the whole of September 5th?
What did I just say?
Forgive me, I just want to be clear for the record.
We had dinner together.
Do you know about what time you arrived in the city and what time you had dinner?
Got in before 1, had dinner around 6, I'd say.
And was there anyone else that can confirm this? A nursemaid for your daughter, perhaps?
Who knows what those women do all day?
Shall I take that as a no?
Look here, are we under arrest or not?
No, sir.
Then let's call off the interrogation questions. We're happy to tell you where we were. We've told you. Now, check off the next question on your list, and we can be done here.
Very well. Mr. Buchanan, what was your relationship with Myrtle Wilson?
Why?
Well, it's come to our attention she was having an affair, and Mr. Wilson seemed to think that it was with Mr. Gatsby.
Well, it sounds like you have all your answers already.
But then, we've had some testimony suggesting it wasn't Mr. Gatsby having the affair with Mrs. Wilson at all.
Make your point.
Some folks think it was you having the affair with Mrs. Wilson.
Any proof of that?
Just testimony.
Any proof?
No, sir.
Then why are you upsetting my wife with baseless accusations? I won't have you carrying on with this nonsense when there's a clear, closed case ahead of you. Gatsby was a criminal, and you do well to thank George Wilson for taking care of what you were too corrupt to.
Tom!
We were in the city on September 5th. I was in a deal to sell a car to George Wilson, and we're both quite at peace with the matter of Gatsby being dead.
I see. Mrs. Buchanan, are you at peace with the matter of Mr. Gatsby's
I
death?
just told you.
Daisy!
Well, I suppose there isn't any other way to be about it now. Is there?
Gosh, she sounds so empty.
I felt terrible. I tried with the lawyer to come up with any excuse to get her on her own, but I couldn't. Since there was no official case, I had no legs to stand on.
I want you to know I respect you and what you do, but I will do whatever I need to talk to her.
I understand. That's part of why I'd like to keep this under the radar for now. Miss Jones, I believe there's something here, but there's no way I will get the sign-off to open it again, even with the new evidence. You pulled me in with a story. I'm sure you can do the same for Mrs. Buchanan.
What are the rest of the recordings?
Your friend Mr. Carraway, Myrtle Wilson's sister, and Mr. Michaelis. He was with George Wilson most of the night before his death.
I'd like to listen to them, but I know you're short on time today.
I am. Probably spent too much time already. I can send you the case file, though. Maybe you can find something in there that we just didn't see.
Thanks. These are copies?
They are. You can come by in the morning tomorrow. We can listen to the last few tapes.
I really appreciate you looking into this. Blaine, thank you.
If it puts this little knot in my stomach to rest after 3 years, I'll be the one thanking you.
I left the station with a knot in my own stomach, deeply unsettled by how hollow and lifeless Daisy had sounded, and how entirely unbothered Jordan had been. I was trying not to let their voices take me too far down a case assumption rabbit hole. I wanted to look through the hard evidence first. Amory made it seem like there wouldn't be anything in the files worth much, but he also made it rather clear that none of the detectives were really looking. I got back to my hotel room to find a note slipped under the door adjoining Nick's. It read,
"Out for supplies, back after lunch."
I was honestly grateful for the time on my own to take stock of the folder. It was thinner than I had expected, and it took no time at all to lay each piece out on the wooden desk of my hotel room. There were, in all, 3 pages of crime scene notes, a dozen photographs, 2 coroner's reports, and official witness statements from Nick and what looked like Gatsby's chauffeur, butler, and gardener, the 3 of Gatsby's house who were still there when it happened. I started with the photographs.
Okay, first, Gatsby, still in the pool. The water's dark. He must have been bleeding for quite some time for there to be that much blood. In this photo, he's floating face down, and there's an inflated mattress floating on the opposite side of the pool from him. Arms and legs are spread, indicating the shot wasn't immediately fatal. If it had been, he may have fallen on his back on the mattress, and we could have seen indications of a shielding hand or direction of the attack. Wind and water could account for body movement regardless. Hard to tell more about the shooter with this limited amount of information. As it stands by my initial observation, he probably saw the killer or tried to reach for them as the bullets flew, knocking his balance off the mattress and sending him face down into the water. Taking a look at the second photograph now, which already seems to be much more informative. Here they've taken Gatsby out of the pool, turned him over to mark where the bullets had hit. Bullet. Looks like there was just one, which is a bit surprising to me. From the impression I got through Nick of George, he seemed the kind of man to squeeze the trigger as many times as it took, leaving just the one for himself. The only bullet in Gatsby, though, is in his thigh. Well, that accounts for all the blood. Cross-checking with the coroner's report confirms exsanguination due to gunshot wound of the left femoral artery. Huh.
Doesn't look like anything more in this picture, but... Moving to the next. Wider shot of Gatsby's body. Looking for evidence markers of stray bullets in this, but I don't see any. Photographs 4 and 5 are both of George Wilson, laying sprawled in the dirt halfway up the lawn. I'll have to measure the distance out of the house when Detective Amory can coordinate a trip back there. But from my memory, it seemed a decently long way from the pool. If he did fire the gun on Gatsby from the edge of the pool, he would have to be walking quite a way back towards the driveway before turning the gun on himself. Seems odd. Another observation. Something off about George Wilson's face. Not sure what it is right now, but something like... Jesus!
Sorry, I was trying not to interrupt.
When did you get back?
A few minutes ago. Came in here just a second ago, though. I knocked. Thought you heard it.
I did not.
Does it make up for the scare that I brought us lunch?
Depends on what you brought.
Pizza. Got it set up in my room.
Excellent. That does earn a forgiveness.
I thought it might. Find anything interesting?
How much did you hear?
You were just saying George's face was surprising.
Yeah, look here. Something isn't adding up about it. His mouth is slightly open. His eyes are open. Why are his eyes open?
What does that mean to you?
Nothing solid. Yeah, it's just a feeling. I feel like if you're going to shoot yourself in the head, you'd close your eyes, right? I'm going to hit the library, do some research, and see if I can't get my hands on some old case files. Maybe suicides in a similar manner. If there are any pictures in public record, I would place a bet that 9 out of 10 have their eyes closed, braced for impact.
I wouldn't have thought about it, but that does make sense.
Yes.
Are you going to take it to Detective Amory?
I will tomorrow, yeah, when I'm back in the station.
Going back tomorrow?
He's squeezing the tapes into his breaks for me so that he's not calling attention to it. We listened to Jordan and then Tom and Daisy today. Nothing you wrote came close to how horrible he is to hear in person.
He's awful.
I don't know, Daisy, but I can't bear to think of her stuck with him her whole life.
I don't know. Sometimes I think they're better off together. If she couldn't spare a single second thought for Gatsby...
Hey, I know this is still close for you. I'm not trying to canonize her. I want to talk to her.
Jenny, I don't...
I know. You haven't had contact in years, but if we want to learn more... Look, I know she knows something. You know she knows something. She has to. Hearing her today on that tape... I can't believe Amory didn't fight to have an investigation opened. Tom was clearly keeping her from saying anything.
Probably.
Oh, and Jordan Baker. She had to ask for a light. She didn't have a lighter of her own. Well, you two were... did you ever see a silver one like the one you found?
Don't you think if I had, I would have sent you on a much shorter chase?
Sure, you're right. Stupid question, just got caught up.
I only ever saw her use other people's. I think it was a habit of hers to make you come in close, but that doesn't mean she didn't have one.
Right.
Anything else stand out?
Not yet, but when I finish the tapes, I'll look back through my notes.
You gonna listen to mine?
Yes.
You'll never hear me worse than I was in that interview. Damn near got myself arrested for belligerence.
You were upset.
I was off the wall, but I had every right to.
Oh my god.
What?
Just here, look. All That Glitters is written, produced, and edited by me, Steph Crugnola, inspired by The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. This episode features Mike Crugnola as Detective Amory, Pablo Muñoz-Evers as Nick, Lindsay Palinsky as Jordan, Savanah Martinez as Daisy, and Brian Hensley as Tom. Music by Josh Kavanagh.